Welcome, Rotenabouts. We're at the 2016 TIFF. I'm sitting here with the director for the 76 movie, Izu. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
Your film, the 76 film, it took you 1 year of research. What I want you to talk about quickly is what are some of the important things that you were researching in order to take that long?
Yeah, well, I don't think it took a year of researching. It took a lifetime of researching because the story I had a relationship with when I was 3. So as I was growing up, I had, unfortunately, you're a soldier. I have issues with soldiers. I had issues with the military because of the incessant military intervention in the country. So I followed it. Wasn't like I started researching all of a sudden. It will start building in and start sinking in as the days go by. And I didn't have a good impression of the army in my country at the time because of the brutality that's always meted on the civilians. That's at least the side of the army that we used to. Until I was involved in an accident in 1998 on my way to location. And I eventually were rescued by soldiers, helped by soldiers and taken to the barracks, and all that changed. I now started seeing the other side of the army. They left their apartment for us, they made us comfortable, and by extension I had the opportunity to interact with their families, and then my respect for the army started growing. And so and then I also had an opportunity in 2004 to spend 3 months at the barracks with the Nigerian soldiers who fought in Liberia. And I heard stories that touched my heart. And I felt, wow, these guys are heroes and their stories need to be told. More so, my thought got steered in the direction of the people they leave behind when this thing happened. So the story of 76 is something that I've lived with over time, and when eventually to do it, we were given a consultant, a military consultant, who we went back and forth. Basically, it was more of the Army's willingness to say, because some of these issues have been shrouded in secrecy for several years, but the Army eventually decided that, look, we have played a big part in the politics of country, so it's important if anybody wants to shine light into some of these things that they are now willing to talk about it. Before now, the Army isn't willing to say anything. So their willingness to deal with these issues gave me the opportunity that I was looking for. And fortunately as well, the head of state who was in power at the time, we had the opportunity of showing him the film, and he was, well, the first thing he said when he saw the film is that they never had to deal with this human angle when they're taking decisions that borders on national security. They never had to deal with the families of the people involved. It is straight, when you get involved in a coup, the consequence is death penalty, and that's the way it is. They cannot change it because of your family relationship. So these are the things that I got to learn from them, and then asking questions along the line why certain things happen, because we had the opportunity before the film to talk to the families of people whose parents were executed in 1976, and it was highly emotional. So for me, I felt that this is a story that's what been told.
I know I watched the trailer and something, I remember them saying there was 10,000 people working for the government. They were no longer working for the government in 1976. It was also the assassination of General Mohammed. And if you look at how intense your film was, what it did, it showed from not only from the captain's side, but also showed from his wife's eyes. And I read through the research that each actor had to go, that acted like a soldier, had to go to the military barracks from 7 a.m. till 3 p.m. for a whole month, where they're treated like a soldier, not like a civilian.
Yeah, exactly. We had military consultants from we had trainers from the Defense Academy, who would get them into uniforms and make them act like soldiers. The essence is when they get on set, they are not acting like soldiers, they become soldiers. That's what they went through, and it happened for over a month. It was tasking, but at the end of the day, it paid off. Yeah.
What were some of the biggest messages that you want to pass on to the youth, our generation, and even future generations from watching the movie, the 76 movie?
Yeah, well, the biggest message is honor and integrity. Men must be true to their convictions. and take responsibility for their actions. So whatever it is that you want to do, you better check it and be sure you are convinced when it happens you should be ready and willing to accept the consequences.
The 76 movie, actually, it's debuting here in TIFF. It's also going to be over in the London Film Festival. And this is the first time ever that an African movie has debuted at both festivals at the same time.
Okay, yeah. 76 is world premiere. It took place here in TIFF, and it's also going to premiere in BFI London. And this is the first time an African film is getting this kind of attention.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.